Hello and welcome to the most cursed anti-Bob Ross tutorial that I am attempting today. As you can tell, I have 4 different versions of lo-fi, jazz, and cafe music playing in the background at the same time. And here we have our beautiful black canvas on the white background. And I forgot the whiteboard in there. Shoot, okay, technical difficulty. I am doing a challenge for school where I sum up my experience of the current crisis. And so to me, that is the exact opposite of Bob Ross. Instead of calming and quiet and just an overall kind of sensory inload, just calming and vague ASMR, instead we're going to have 9 versions of various forms of lo-fi and cafe jazz playing in the background, while I paint on a completely white background on a black canvas. So let's start this painting, shall we? Now, of course, my first reaction to this crisis has been internal screaming, because everyone that I know is stressed. So let's just capture that right here with a little bit of red. This I am using Artist Love Crimson for our first slashes here. Yeah, that looks good. Now the question is what I'm trying to show. It's gonna be abstract because I'm trying to capture feelings. And if I was going naturalistic, why, that would be so Bob Ross flavored. And as you know, we are doing the opposite of that right now. Sense is for times that make sense. And art is for times of pain. And occasionally joy, but more pain. Just getting these neon bright colors where they need to be first so that we know exactly what we're looking for. Let's try it out with some darkers down here in the corner. Adding a little blue. Yes, that's starting to come together. Some browns over in this section because I feel like crap. And just a smidge right there for people who decide not to wear masks and start breathing out crap. Now, of course, we've got to put in a little bit of purple. Got a hint of royal panic. This is, of course, technically deep magenta, so it works pretty well. We'll give it a little macaroni flavor. And now that we have our base colors set down, it's time to get the proper paintbrush out, which is not this adorable little thing. Not at this point. Now we need something to smear and pull those colors out into the sections where they really want to go. Now the interesting beginning of this is that it will dim down the colors somewhat because, again, we're painting on a black background. Just decide what you want to shift from those clean straight lines, because clean straight lines, while we want them, are not what we're getting fed. There's too much drama in the world for that. Let's make sure the crap is fully integrated with the blue. As we come to the stunning realization that our waters slowly start clearing up as we have less people shipping things and exuding into the whatever. Yes, excellent. Just a little bit of that there in with the red as we cause panic, as the tiny blood vessels begin to bleed inside of our organs. Excellent! This is how you do art. Now the blue, I think we should leave some, but also make sure that it's all properly mixed in on the edges. Get that in through our crappy brown color. See how that looks. I think we're gonna need more blue to add to this. What do you think? That's unfortunate because I don't care at the moment because I can't hear any of you. This isn't a live recording. All the blue just slowly taking over. Like the very strange and irrational fear that seems to be gripping every nation. And yet at the same time, we have nations that are gripped by zero fear and are running around nonchalantly as if there is no problem at all happening. The confusion is imminent. And that is why we will focus now on the green. For green is supposed to be growth, but it also means the growth of something else. And if we don't get that curve proper, then that growth is sad and depressing. Of course, we've been having some good news from various areas across the world. Korea had, their recoveries are much higher than their amount of people getting sick again. But they actually implemented masks and isolation forms much faster and were able to get things up and running. Let's just make this into a vague crocodilian shape because crocodiles, for some reason, is something that a lot of people fear. Oh dear, I'm going to have to stop for a minute because that is not something I'm allowed to get on the carpet. Get out! Why didn't I get soap? Ah! Excellent, much better. Now I would like to thank Dawn dishwashing soap because it's the only thing that cleans as good as duct tape sticks. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag could be sponsored. Hashtag reach out to me. Now, shall we continue? Now that we have all of the green properly introduced, it's time to deal with the purple, which right now means a little bit of swishing. So, after a little bit of swishing, let's get into the purple, getting it properly magenta'd all over the place. Some nice swooshes of yellow, good contrast, good contrast. That all mixed properly. Excellent, excellent. Be a little bit less drippy. I actually do have a blanket down on the floor, just in case anyone's wondering. It is smart to have a drop. I have this really fluffy blanket that's not really useful for anything because it's been through so many washes that it just has curdled and fluffled up so often. I even attempted that vine where you can comb out the fluff. Doesn't work so well when the acrylic has worn away. Excellent. This is looking absolutely stunning, if I do say so myself, and I do say so. But of course, that is only the background. Why would we stop now? So what we need to decide is what new colors we're going to add to this absolute monstrosity. I mean masterwork piece of art that is being created right here. Well, first things first, let's make sure that we've decided that our brushes are clean, because cleaning our brushes is important. Again, Dawn dishwashing liquid for when you finally need to get all the pigment out. But that's not till the end. Hashtag not sponsored. Hashtag could be sponsored. Call me. Now, let's start in with some of our less neon. Hair. Less neon colors, which of course means off-white ivory colored. Technically called unbleached titanium. To get a little bit of that across, because you don't want to use actual white because it looks chalky and that would be depressing. So, let's put just little bits of dashes of this within our darkness and little dots up on the top like those galaxy art tutorials on YouTube and TikTok. That, clearly, is genius, and so we will continue that trend and add more colors. Because when there's more color, obviously there is more left to look correct, and fun, and joyous, and like you're enjoying yourself. And let no one think you're not enjoying yourself. For why would you not? There is time at home, and when there is not time at home, there is time to keep others safe. So stay at home. If you must go out, again, masks, they're a thing. In the meantime, when you get your canvas, be very careful. Just in case. You never know where that canvas may need to be. So, a little bit more blue scooched in there. I feel like we need one more big color. And the green I'm loving, the purple and the red swoosh together very well. So I think what I'm going to add now is a proper length of some of this more ochre yellow than what I've got swooshed up on the top. And this is going to go straight through across this, properly through the x-axis as I can. Let's see how that works out. Swoosh, a little circle. Whoop. Just taking off the edge there. Oh! Yeah, let's keep that on. I like my paint not drying out. Alright. Once again, we'll swoosh this in its own special little way, but we have something slightly different that we're trying to convey with this secondary layer. The secondary layer is the fruitfulness of our artistic labors. So we must swoosh it properly so that everything that we are attempting makes its way. Do I really want to clean off this blanket again? Whoosh! So that you can tell where it's coming from, where it's going, and nothing at all about the actual surface level ideas behind the painting itself. Excellent. And now that we're starting to get that kind of uncanny, almost brownish look up in here, it is time for a little bit of detailing. Now what you want to do here is whatever you want to do. Again, this is showing your inner turmoil brought upon by the ideas and the things that are constantly bombarding you on a day-to-day basis. For me right now, that means that I am stuck in an endless loop where I have no idea where I'm going or what I want to do with my life, because all in all, art is everything to me. Writing is everything to me. But I also want to be a scientist. You understand? It's a conundrum. And then in the end of it all, it just starts becoming a little brown mush in the middle there, because you really haven't decided, so you've just been going in circles for so long that you have no idea what you're going to do with your life. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. And of course, that is the point at which it is time to add a little bit more color. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Swoosh. Let the blanket die. And okay, our next thing, I'm going to add a little bit more blue, because blue is the color of hope. Or at least the color of going outside and looking at the sky, because the sky gives me hope. I don't have time to get into art color meanings and theories, or flower theory, as interesting as it is. For this is a painting. This is a painting indeed. And with the kind of painting it is, I may soon be able to do something quite special. Hopefully. That is the hope. We can reimagine that endless loop of stuckness and let it be something a little more beautiful than it first appeared on initial swooshing. Now for my portion, I am about to switch over from the paintbrush, for it is now time for something new, which unfortunately means actually properly cleaning this thing. Which means not only swooshing, but swooshing part 2 as well. Because after a while, you run out of clean water. You start needing to try again. time for the palette knife. Now that we have our basics, it's pretty galactic cool, isn't that nice? Let's scratch some of that off. Especially right there on the edges there. Just a little bit. We are so adding only more. Both scratching lightly and spreading. Hopefully adding to the effect of swirling and attempting to not get lost in the social medias that we have all been exposed to in one form or another. And hopefully being able to find within that chaos something of value, something from which we can derive meaning, and something from which we will be able to find what we were looking for all along the way. And here within our circle of death and meaningless, we are able to find that beneath it there was color all along. Various colors, because we put them on earlier. You were there. Rewind if you didn't see the colors go on. Now the one color that we need to remind ourselves of is whether or not we want to keep this beautiful, beautiful camouflage color that we have left over from the scraping. And at the moment the answer is actually yes, because I feel like there needs more swirls through here, so I will reapply in a circle, still trying to keep that basic shell shape of the golden ratio variety that is beginning within this piece. If you can do it without the void trying to vacuum up your palette brush, then you are a god. Sorry to break it to you like this, but you are a god and you're going to have to face immortality on your own. Deal with it or find other immortals. Now I think that that's looking quite nice right now, but I'm feeling that I want a bit of color back in there. Now, what for me does that mean? Again, it means blue. For now and forever, blue will be what we need. However, this time instead of using mere squirting it on in the paintbrush, I will be grabbing the two as I was before. And I will be applying and then swooshing with the palette brush. Again, one more round of this circle of our never-ending suffering and the ever-loving embrace of space. For you are all but stardust, for we are all made of carbon. Now, I did have an idea earlier that if I were to add more yellow, then we could make this into a black hole, but I found that a far too bleak comparison. Because that would assume that we have already passed the event horizon, and by all accounts we have at least 5 years. So, for now we will put this color out up onto where it belongs. You know what, why not? Let's add the yellow in. Let's make sure that this practically bleeds pretentiousness. Because that's the type of world we live in. And the type of day-to-day that we experience on a regular basis. Excellent. Excellent. Just a little bit. Steal there. Swoosh there. Perfect. Take a little bit more off right there. Let that different color shines through. Put some into the canvas on our initial run-throughs. trying to do what they can to escape the swirling vortex that begins to consume all that you see. You know, I think we need a little bit of red shift in there. We're nearly done. But the red shift is necessary for the meaning of the piece, I feel. So we will put it here in these sections that have already been scraped somewhat, so that it can only emphasize. You know, that red probably needs a little bit of deep magenta to make its point. So, that right there. Excellent. Excellent. Now all that is left is to sign it. And today we will have our first masterpiece of the acrylic variety that I have painted on screen. And so, all that is left, as said, we shall pick a color. I will be picking dark green, because there's enough darkness in this already that it will be excellent, I believe. And picking this paintbrush to properly do this. Put it here. That looks like letters. Excellent. And just for balance, add another swoosh of green there. Another swoosh of green, highlighting this way, right there. And one more swoosh of green, partially disguising the signature, or at least rising above it. Got just that little bit of extra contrast in there against the lighter camo green that was created. Where's the lid? There's the lid. From everything else. Excellent. Now, how has everyone enjoyed their opposite Bob Ross inverted painting tutorial with Xela? I hope that you enjoyed yourselves as much as I enjoyed myself and as much as I enjoyed cleaning everything. So, please like, comment, and subscribe, and as you know, again, hashtag not sponsored, hashtag could be sponsored, hit me up. Ring that bell if you like to, don't ring that bell if you don't want to, and I hope you have a very, very happy day inside. Stay sentient, everybody. There we go. There is the beautiful, beautiful painting that we have created here today, giving those anti-Bob Ross close-ups where you look uncomfortably close at how much reflection there is in the wet paint and how fascinatingly chaotic the thing that we have created is. Now, quick shout out to Gladinoob on Patreon for supporting me. If you want to help out with that, run on over to Patreon to Xela Says Yay. Again, hashtag sponsored, not sponsored. And you will get your own shout out as well. Farewell, Auf Wiedersehen, and happy day. Stay sentient, folks.